Everywhere I go, I see his face.
What's up, guys? It's Penny. Because I hate myself, I was just casually scrolling LinkedIn today, something that, of course, no sane person would ever do with their free time, because LinkedIn is a left-wing femme-coded hellscape, and you should probably delete your LinkedIn. But I just happened across Barack Obama, former president of the United States' profile on LinkedIn. I said, well, this is unique. Why don't we go ahead and see what his 4 million followers are up to on this platform? What is Barack Obama's experience exactly? Oh, he worked for Donald Trump. Wow, would you look at that? Here's Donald Trump's face staring right at you from Barack Obama's LinkedIn. Oh, baby. This is one of the better trolls in the history of the internet. And it's all because the White House has decided to change their LinkedIn page to this epic photo of President Trump. Oh my, the golden age of America begins now. America's back. And it's Donald Trump. And so therefore, anybody who worked at the White House, including a bunch of Obama people or a bunch of Biden people, here's like Joe Biden's chief of staff, dude named Ron Klain. And he now has President Trump's face glaring right back at everybody who uses his page as well. Oh, yeah. Isn't that fun? It's just the greatest troll. Is a huge trend in my timeline. Biden staffers now have Trump's face on their LinkedIns after White House profile pic update. There you go. Chief of staff for the White House. Harris Waltz, U.S. Ambassador to Germany, Donald Trump. The White House LinkedIn has changed their profile picture to Donald Trump. So even the people who worked in Biden's have Trump's face in their profile. Liberals hate it. If you worked for the White House in the past, it's on your profile. People just see Trump's face. The White House is now posting on LinkedIn and made their profile picture Trump's face, which means that if you worked there in the past, then Trump's face just shows up on your profile. That's what I get for using LinkedIn. That's great. Now that the White House has swapped the LinkedIn pictures to Donald Trump, Barack Hussein Obama's president featured on his page. Everyone is saying it's just really funny because Obama's. Having LinkedIn when you're president of the United States is exactly the type of shit Obama would do. Yeah, that's right. This is what you get for being on LinkedIn, Barack Obama. Perhaps the greatest Trump troll of all time? Yes, perhaps. Perhaps. This is great. There are many trolls that have been occurring from the White House. It's hard to really count all of them, but here's just a few that happened over the last week that have really caught my attention. White House LinkedIn changes profile to Trump. Biden Obama staffers the Trump face in the LinkedIn. Joe Biden Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates. I just can't get enough of these. Okay, so here you go. Here's Andrew Bates with his Donald Trump face on his LinkedIn. This is great. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're in the best timeline. Here we go. So they put up a massive banner at the Department of Labor of President Trump and his face marking a America 250 and Department of Labor sesquicentennial. And the best part about this is that if you reverse that image, then you actually see President Trump's eyes glaring at you on a specific floor of the Department of Labor. And libs are losing their mind over this. Allegedly, this is causing panic attacks in the building and people wanting to resign, demanding the removal of President Trump's face outside of the Department of Labor. This is another LinkedIn level troll from President Trump. And then also Donald Trump creating the Hall of Presidents at the White House using memes to troll Joe Biden, replacing Joe Biden's portrait with a portrait of the auto pen in Donald Trump's Hall of Presidents. We covered that this week and thought that was extra hilarious, along with Donald Trump also moving Barack Obama and George W. Bush's portraits down into effectively the basement of the White House. So once again, another great own by President Trump. It is important, of course, when you are a conqueror to engage in conquest, to defile the idols and the pagan gods of the conquered people. And that is precisely what Donald Trump is doing here. It's something that he's been doing quite readily since he got into office, is attacking pretty savagely Barack Obama's past and the way that his administration engaged in the destruction of his administration the first round. It's called Obamagate. It's called Russiagate. Donald Trump is pissed about it. So expect to see a lot more of this. I can tell you my sources at the White House thought it was hilarious that this happened and that this has become a news cycle, and are saying that this is just simply the best timeline. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering, President Trump's most recent thoughts on Barack Obama. Well, here we are.
What they've done is so bad for this country. And it really started right at the 2016 election. And there's a difference when you know it and when you know it and it's all written down for
Prove
you.
it.
I mean, it's all there. It's right there. The orders, the memos, the whole thing is right there.
Were you surprised when you saw it all laid out?
I would have thought they maybe would have thrown it out. I don't know. They handed it. They say, put this in highly classified. It was in highly classified, in areas that normally you wouldn't get to. But I guess when you put it in there, it's a file, right? And they got to it. And it's unbelievable. When you read it, it's unbelievable. A real hoax, it's a real hoax. If they would devote their time to winning elections, or if they devote their time to greatness, making America great again, it would be because there's a certain genius to it, but it's also sick. I mean, they're sick. And you look at Hillary Clinton, you look at all of the terrible things with the Steele dossier, and you know it better. Nobody's covered it better than you, to be honest with you. I mean, you're sitting here so innocently talking to me like, I said, it's wonderful. You know the story better than I do. But it's incredible. It's all there now. It's in writing. And Tulsi's done a great job. There were some people that really wanted Tulsi. They thought she was going to do a fantastic job. And when you look, a lot of people would not have found it. They wouldn't have found it to be politically correct to find it. Okay. It would be easier not to.
And she's tough.
And she's tough and she's smart. And she did. She went deep into the files and she found it. And what it says is just terrible. And look, this was an attempted coup. It was a failed coup. I mean, here we are, him talking as president of the United States. So you almost say, how did it happen?